watching Game Time Decisions. I am Gabe Morency, and we're throwing it down. The countdown to kickoff is on. And of course, you're not just watching Game Time Decisions, you're listening to Game Time Decisions. And shout out to all of our radio affiliates, including Sirius XM Channel 204. Great to start last night. Late night anger management class. We keep it rolling tonight with the Friday night freak show. Ton of football to break down. We've got the one and only Cousin Sal stepping up and in and joining us a little bit later on. We've got even more so the one and only because Mick Aussie's a one of a kind. Mick Aussie's algorithm. You know, Mick Aussie, it's pretty crazy, but like Mick Aussie's actually like an engineer. I think he'd be in aviation or something like that. You're right. He'd be like an air traffic controller. So Mick actually has an engineering. Like, it's crazy because like Warren Sharp is one of the smartest guys out there. Warren Sharp's like got an engineering degree, and somehow he's turned it into like a football database empire, right? Mick Aussie has got an engineering degree, and he's turned it into MickAussieTV.com. That's what he turned his engineering degree into. So yeah, Mick's a lot of fun, and it's pretty crazy. Like, Ken, you're gonna love his algorithm. Actually, like, he actually has a reason. So he's got like 8 bullet points as to like why he's taking a team, and he has like so he sort of charts it like on a scale of 1 to 10. He'll be like, all right, quarterback. It's sort of it's very like it's very methodical and sort of smart, but it's funny. Like, and then he has other ones. He goes on to like Jim Rome. So it's like, what did Jim Rome say? You know what I mean? Like, he'll add in like sort of, he's got like weird, and he's like, yeah, and the guy in my local town on the radio is pretty good. So I put his like picks in, and like he puts in like, I don't know, like he puts in a lot of things in the blender, including our picks. Like he'll watch the shows. So he puts in like shows he watches, his own opinion, his own metrics and numbers. And like I said, he's not a professional handicapper. He's a psychopath, right? But his picks aren't bad.
Hey, buddy, I'm listening. Hey, I don't care how he does it. If you give us winners, that's great.
But let's bring in Mick Aussie, who I think for one reason or another thinks this is a fishing show, as thinks we're talking about like bass fishing and stuff. Like, Mick joins us from the great outdoors. What's going on, Mick? How you doing?
Yes, Gabe and Cam, I am back at the Duck Lake. You gave me short notice, and I thought I'd come back to the famous Duck Lake, and I might try some ice fishing later on tonight.
Ice fishing? Now, let's just call it for like, you're homeless, aren't you? Let's just call it out for what it is. You don't like, and you're not homeless, like poor homeless. Like, you're an outdoorist. You're a survivalist or something. Like, I think you live in the woods by that lake, Mick. Let's just call it out for what it is.
Hey, maybe one day if the girlfriend kicks me out, I might be outside. But no, it's a bit too cold in Edmonton to sleep outside. But mate, it's been plus degrees. So something about global warming. When you talk about Edmonton, we take advantage of global warming, but the cold is coming. Absolutely, it's coming.
All right, so listen. So right now, where you are, it's 21 degrees. So it's 21 degrees. And people are crying about, it's going to be cold in Buffalo. It's 28 degrees in Buffalo only. And it's 21 where you are. And you are talking to us outside. Are you cold right now? Not at all, right? You're fine. You're comfortable.
I'm good. I was going to have my Broncos hat underneath. I got the gloves on holding the phone, so the fingers will be frozen later on. But no, it's good, mate. It's like Grey Cups are cold if you're standing still. But you keep moving, it's totally fine anywhere you go.
You're a psycho, though. Like, I don't, like, I've been doing this 19 years, and I don't know why anyone would want to, like, go, like, were you inside and you went outside to do this? Like, I don't understand, like, what part of this, like, I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you just do it from home at your computer?
I'm efficient. I like it. Like, you look good.
I do too. I agree.
And I am impressed. Somehow you're in the middle of the woods in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and you're Australian, and your phone sounds better than like half of the Stooges that we have on our network. So I'll give you that.
Stooges.
All right, let's get down to business.
Yeah,
What's
good
the,
business.
So I was telling Cam, what's the recipe of your algorithm, the algorithm? What are the keys? Like, what do you put in the database?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I am prepared and I have several games that I have worked out, and there's 12 ingredients, so it goes from A up until L, and it's common sense. So yes, sure, you have some turnovers and crazy events that happen in the NFL, but games that I'm not sure of picking, I go to this algorithm equation, and as you know, it can work. So I've done the Bills and the Colts, I've done the Bucks and the Washington football team, but the interesting one, Gabe, Tennessee Titans versus Ravens, I wasn't sure who to pick, and when I worked it out, it came out to Titans to win by 1 point. So that shows how accurate and tough some of these games are, but I've got your Bills at 9+ according to my algorithm equation, Gabe. I think they're going to win, but you never know, mate. Crazy things can happen, right?
All right, so what are your picks?
What are your picks?
What are your picks? And listen,
All
Mick,
right.
yeah, you don't need listen, Mick, you don't need to yell so much. We can hear you. We can hear you. Your mic is good. Yeah.
Well, I got the car running because I got the using the lights on the car, but the high beam's out, so I got it on low beam right in front of me. But my picks, I like a lot of the minuses, mate. I like the Saints and the Bucks to cover. That is my first multi on a money line and also the minus spread. I also like the Steelers to win and cover and your Bills to win and cover. I like the Titans at +3 and money line maybe, but that's going to be an absolute ripper of a game. I tell you what, if Derrick Henry got rid of that raccoon out of his helmet, he might run for even more yards.
Mick Aussie. I'm just dying here. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, you look like you're about to get run over by a truck. Are you all right out there? You get run over, man. So what? But what are the 12
He
ingredients?
missed Rams Seahawks.
Yeah, what's your
Yes,
Rams Seahawks?
Cam, glad you asked that because in the moneyline aggregate competition I'm in with 89 people, I came 10th. So I had the 10th pick and I like the Rams as a better chance as an underdog. I do like the Seahawks to win by 5, but I tell you what, that could be a close one. And I agree with you boys, it's going to be a defensive battle. But I tell you what, if DK Metcalf, because he's got that COVID hair, his hair looks like COVID, that Ramsey might need to get a COVID test on Sunday after hanging next to DK Metcalf.
Worry about your own head of hair. Stop worrying about everyone's hair, Mick. Worry about your hair. Speaking of your hair, you have icicles in your beard there? You look like Dan Fouts at the Freezer Bowl. I don't know, Mick. Either that, or you better start dyeing your goatee because you're giving away, man. Like you look like
that's his headlights, Gabe. That's his headlights are in his beard. That's what I'm telling you. That's his light.
So are you using like your headlights like from your car as like the lights right now?
Correct.
Well, you absolutely, Gabe. You gave me short notice, so I got my engineering brain intact, and I was going to sit inside because I only finished racing truck driving half an hour ago, so I didn't have time to go home. But I thought you'd like my return to the Duck Lake after doing the AFL picks here in the summer.
Like when Cousin Sal joins us when he's in his car, he just sits in his car seat. I'm just saying. People want to know your Bears pick, Mick. Are you taking the cold weather guy? You taking the Bears here?
The Bears, there's probably a couple of Bears behind me for all I know because there's Grizzlies not far from here. No, I like the Saints to win and cover. The Bears are lucky to even be in there. Saints will smash them.
Mitch Trubisky, 6-3 as a starter, putting up 28 points a game. I like the over in that game. That game's going over. All
So,
right,
Gabe,
Mitch, so
Mick says the only, I'm just remembering everything he said. So the only dog he likes against the spread is Tennessee. He likes all favorites in Tennessee.
I don't know, Mick. You got to you're a little all over the place. You when we ask you to pitch, you're bang, 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 bang. All right, just tell us game by game here. The Bills and the Colts. All right, you said the Bills by 9, right?
Yes, according to my algorithm, the Bills by 9, maybe even more. Phil Rivers, I don't trust him. But I tell you what, your Bills don't want to take it easy because anything can happen in these playoffs. Bills by 9 or more.
Wow.
Okay. Rams and Seahawks. What's your final score there? What do you got?
Well, as I said, I hope the Rams win because they're my pick in that competition. But I do like the Seahawks to win by about 5. You've got to trust Russell Wilson. He will get them back. But I tell you what, that Rams defense, if Donald can get to Wilson and if they can hold Metcalf, that could be a very, very tight game and low scoring. So the under as well in the Seahawks versus the Rams and all the New Zealand sheepshaggers and the Rams in New Zealand, they'll be up watching that one.
All right, and Washington and Tampa. Yeah, what's the algorithm say?
I got it here. I did that one today. Oh yes. The algorithm says Tom Brady led and Mr. Facebook Live AB to do very well. Bucks by 11 or more. I don't know, you guys are kind of a bit scared to take these high spreads. I think they will absolutely smash them because Smith, the quarterback, he can't even run. I know what it's like to have a calf injury. They're terrible. And if he has an injection, he'll get through the game, but he won't be able to walk tomorrow. So I like the Bucks to win and win well in Washington. If they're allowed to play in that city, there's a bit of trouble, I hear.
Yes.
Trouble I hear.
No, Mick, there's no trouble. They're celebrating the USA beating Canada in the World Junior Championship. It's not a protest. They're just happy. They're happy people. The USA won the gold medal. All right, Baltimore. Who you got here, Mick? Baltimore and Tennessee.
Yes, that was the one. I tell you what, when you look at my equation, and if you look at the 12 things that make it up, it was very even throughout. So finally, I gave it to the Titans by 1 point. They match up well in all areas, coaching, running game, all sorts of areas. So that's going to be an absolutely ripper of a game. I do like the Titans as a bit more of an all-round team. But maybe that's because I've watched them more. I haven't watched the Ravens that much lately, so very close. Tough to pick. I'll go for the Titans just to be different to win outright.
Yeah, you see, people in Australia say it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, ripper.
Instead, you say it's going to be a ripper.
I like that.
It's going to be a ripper of a game. All right, so I know you said, and of course, parlays are multis. Parlays are they don't call parlay over there. It's like what do they call them over there? Shakes. Jeez, you don't know what you're getting. They don't call them milkshakes there. They call them shakes. But they call them multi instead of parlays. So I know you just said so you think Trubisky sucks and the Bears get smashed. And what about the Steelers? I know you're a big fan of black and gold.
My honest opinion about the Browns and the Steelers, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't like either side. But we know how important coaching is in the NFL. I mean, look at your mate, Belichick. Coaching is in trouble at Cleveland. They got COVID all over the place. I would like to take the Browns to cover normally, but no, I think the Steelers will cover that only because of the COVID trouble and Mr. Baker Mayfield running a team. I don't know. I don't dislike him like you. I like his confidence. He's not too bad a quarterback, but no, I think those dirty, rotten Steelers, led by the hypocrite Big Ben Rottenberger, I think they'll get it done. And I hope the Canadian Claypool absolutely plays well.
That hypocrite, Rottenberger.
Big Ben Rottenberger. All right, man.
I like
Stay safe.
Rottenberger.
Watch out for the Grizzly Bears. Watch out for the Grizzlies, Bear Mick. And now that you've done this, we're going to do this. We're going to keep you outdoors all winter. I want to see your threshold of toughness as it gets colder.
I
as the
agree.
winter goes on. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And what do you think, Cam? All the way to the Super Bowl.
Oh, big time. You said it.
Either
Excellent
a bear's
idea.
getting better or like a homeless chick's going to hit him in the back of the head with a shovel any second. Bam! See you, man.